again. I wanted to, I was debating Muslims today, but this debate can be handy for anyone. I've heard this argument from atheists, Muslims, others who just want to attack Christianity. So I wanted to, the accusation is that um, we have the Christianity, the incarnation is a copy of Hinduism. Um, you've heard it, Krishna, that type of thing. This today was a brief because I was distracted, so it was a brief interaction, but I'll read to you what I wrote, and maybe sometime later along the line I can give more detail and give sources. So I had responded back with the accusation. I said, Hinduism teaches that the god Vishnu occasionally takes physical form to appear on earth. Such an earthly manifestation of Vishnu is called an avatar. And notice that I said physical form. That's because not all 9 of the avatars of Vishnu are human form. The first one was a fish, the second one was a turtle, the third was a boar, and the fourth was a half lion, half human king. The last 5 are in human form, most notably Rama, Krishna, and Buddha. The avatar is not a real physical being, but possesses a transcendental body not made of matter. Thus, Vishnu did not assume a fish nature in his first avatar, but only appeared to be a fish. Nor were Rama, Krishna, Buddha real human beings. They only seemed human. If you saw them, Hindus would say they would look as real as you or me, and their flesh would feel like real skin, but it would be an illusion. So that was my first response. The person responded back something. And I said, the differences between avatars and God incarnate are massive. Vishnu is said to appear over and over again in different forms. Jesus Christ came once and for all. Vishnu is said to have appeared in various animal forms. Christ only entered humanity once. Hindus say that Vishnu does not take on actual flesh, so he never becomes truly incarnate. For incarnate comes from 2 Latin words, and C-A-R-N-E, meaning flesh, body. So you put those 2 together and you get incarnate. Therefore, this means embodied in flesh, taking on actual flesh, not just appearing to be flesh. Thus, it is incorrect to refer to avatars as incarnations of Vishnu. It's completely different. However, furthermore, I told the person the Hindu Vedas were not set into writing until after Christ, and actually several hundred years after. And even later than Islam. A lot of the Hindu Vedas weren't actually set into writing until like the 9th, 10th, even the 11th century, but not even remotely close to when Christ was born. It could have been probably about the 3rd century, 4th century. You might have had a couple. And the reason that we know this is because the Hindu Vedas was not allowed to be written down. It was against the law, was against the religious law, and I think the civil law too, that it had to be recited. It was a recitation, and even you'll see that with Hindus now, they all recite it, but it was not allowed to be written down. It had to be oral. And so we don't know what those oral traditions were. All we know is what was written a long time after Christ. And so eventually it was written. And we do know that Thomas historically visited India. So you have Thomas, who knew Christ, visiting India and giving the gospel there, as well as there was other missionaries. I don't have them right in front of me as to the earlier missionaries into India. But however, that means that anything that is written in those Vedas that is even similar to Christianity was a copycat. And if you look up online, you'll find, you type it out, you'll immediately find Hindu scriptures is the oldest scripture, um, older than the Old Testament. You'll see that everywhere. However, that is not accurate. It's not accurate. The oral is old, but we don't know what the oral contained because it was oral, right? So, but the actual written form is not ancient. It's not ancient, and then this is fact. So, and I learned that from actual Hindu sources. Um, there are Hindu sources that will say it's old, but if you actually get down to the nitty gritty of really studying it, um, the Hindu Vedas was not written for a very long time. So I thought that might help people in their interactions with others who make that accusation. I've also done some in-depth study regarding different accusations, like the copycat from Horus, and the scientists, and I've studied them in depth. So if you have any questions, I can back that by historical sources that I have really studied. So I thought you guys would find that very helpful and interesting. Come visit my channel and spread it around if you think anyone would love to just hear my take on things, and comment below. And if you have questions on different um, Messiah myths, claims that you've heard, a lot of atheists claim it, um, ask me, because I would love to. This is actually my most favorite study out of anything I've studied, is studying the claims regarding Messiah myths and other crucified saviors, which is, by the way, all a lie. So anyway, we'll talk to you later. Bye.